Boom, boom, boom. What is going on, y'all? Gonzo's Convo, Season 3, Episode 15. Hell yeah, 15 fucking episodes. Look, we're 3 episodes ahead of the record. You know what I'm saying? Last season, we only went to 12 episodes. The season before that, only went to 12 episodes. So, hey, we're doing better and we got more in the making. You feel me? We got a whole month, so I'm ready for this. I'm ready for all this. But anyway, today we're bringing on Angee. I don't know her last name. I would say the Instagram, but I'll let her do that towards the end. Um, she is a certified life coach, and is very frequent on TikTok and Instagram. So guess what? That makes her a social media influencer. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring her on, see what kind of vibes she got, and see what we finna talk about for real, for real. Get her intake on a lot of the questions I've been asking the guests in previous podcasts as well. So shit, we here for the vibe. I'm gonna go ahead and send her the link, inviting her into this podcast, and y'all should see her soon. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me motherfucking see. All right, y'all. Link is sent, and now we're just awaiting her arrival. But yeah, going back to the podcast here, I'm like I always say, I'm very proud of what is becoming. I feel like a lot of good things coming, a lot of good opportunities for me in the future for this podcast, and I love it, man. I love it. There's not a day where I regret doing podcasts or regret even putting in the time to do it. Like I love promoting it. I love the social networking part of it, and I love being able to vibe and get to know more people, more people that are doing the same shit as me. Because at the end of the day, like we're all influencers in a sense, we're all influencers, but we make different content, or maybe even they do podcasts themselves later on and they fall in that same category. Um, there's endless possibilities when it comes to social media. You just gotta use it for the right shit. And from what I've talked about, a lot of the previous guests talked about was a lot of people don't use it for the right reasons, and that becomes a huge problem. So, problem in the sense as far as people socializing, getting in relationships, and all that shit. I could tell you that's probably my favorite topic to talk about, and because of that, I actually got some hate because of that recently. By a guest I was gonna bring on the next day after today. So what happened was she was all down and she was giving props and everything, but then at the end she was like, "But I don't do dating podcasts." Since when the fuck was this a dating podcast? You know what I'm saying? Oh, there she is. Yo,
Hey,
how's
what's
everything?
up?
What's up? What's up? How's everything going?
Everything's good. I just had a little bit of a busy day, but
I
all
feel
free
you.
now.
I feel you. I feel you. Go ahead, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Angie. I don't really know what to say.
You know, like
It's my
what?
first podcast.
Okay, what's it? We're gonna make sure it's a lit one. So like when you introduce yourself, what you do, what your goals are, type of deal. That's what we
Okay,
want to know.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Angie. I'm a life coach. I'm a social media influencer. Make
Okay.
uplifting content. I help with like mental health, that type of stuff.
Okay, that's cool. What got you into doing that?
More through life experience, me going through a lot of things and just learning a lot of coping mechanisms or the best ways to handle different situations. It
Okay,
kind of just made me want to help other people with that.
I felt that. I felt that. That's really cool to get into. I know a lot of that does help a lot of people. Whether it's
Yes.
relationship issues, family issues, any type of issues, really
Very
going about that.
rewarding.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. How long you been doing it for?
So I've been a life coach for about probably about like 6 months now. I've been into the whole influencing thing for about 3 years, maybe. Sorry if I keep looking off too. I have a puppy and she's decided to have a party right now. So
No, you're good. You're good. What kind of dog?
she's a Yorkie. I could show her.
Oh yeah, it's like one of the dogs that got the hair in the face. You gotta shape it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. So that's cool. How long, or not how long, but what got you into wanting to be an influencer as well?
It kind of just happened on accident. I started on TikTok and just like posting about myself, and then it kind of blew up, and people would like ask me for advice on stuff I would post about, and it kind of just happened naturally, you know?
Yeah, it seems like that's a common thing with TikTok. Like a lot of people are
Oh
actually
yeah.
trying to go the influencer route when it comes to TikTok, and seeing as far, like where that takes them, how far that could take them, type of deal.
Right. I like TikTok. I feel like it's my favorite out of all the social medias because of how like accepting and just open everything is. There's room for everyone. It's not
Yeah,
closed off to any category.
yeah. I will say TikTok is not my favorite. I mean, like I do like what people post because sometimes they post funny shit, and I'm like, okay, cool, like I'll like it. You know,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. And I'll just scroll through, and I'll catch myself scrolling through for a good amount of time, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to do some other
Right.
shit. So that's not why I don't like it though. The reason why I don't like it is I feel like there's also a lot of toxic type shit on there. Like
Yeah.
people purposely try to, I want to say, like try to bully other people, and then vice versa. You know what I mean? Like they're just trying to go at each other, or like people will talk about other people behind their back on TikTok, especially on
Right.
TikTok Live. TikTok Live is like the known toxic part of TikTok. That
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
see a lot of that in like the I guess in the influencer circles, you know, like when you see the groups of people that all link up to collab and stuff.
Yeah,
I personally haven't had that experience as an influencer because of the type of content I put out. I think
yeah,
that definitely plays a part. If you're most of your content, if it's more on the gimmicky type of level, you're gonna attract like people who do things for a certain type of reaction,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah. I feel like if you're putting out that type of content, it's kind of gonna be hard to hate on that because it's like, what the fuck am I gonna hate? You know? I
But
mean,
TikTok can get weird. I can totally understand your end of it too.
oh yeah, it definitely it definitely can, especially in the comments for sure, it definitely can. I don't know. I try my best to kind of stay away from all that internet drama and all that shit too. Like I use social media for my content, and that's pretty much it. Like I use it for what it's meant to be used for. You know what I mean?
Right. Networking, meeting people, socializing. I feel that.
Yeah, stuff like this. Like I love this. You know, I love meeting people, talking to people, networking, all that type of shit. You know, as a social
Cool.
person myself, which is unfortunate for for a recent event. You probably know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
talking.
came in when you were kind of talking about it.
I'm not gonna lie, like I can't lie, like it got to me because I'm like, when the fuck has it ever been a dating podcast? Like, when has
No,
this ever been
I'm
that?
not going to lie. When you said that, I just felt like maybe that was like an excuse to not have to look foolish a little bit because, like, what even is that? Like, what is a, like,
I don't even know.
speed
Like,
dating? Because speed
I,
dating's not the same as like a podcast, you
that's
know?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, like, she gave props and she said she liked it, which I'm like, okay, but she's like, I can't get on because it's a dating podcast, and I don't do that. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I've been every episode I mentioned my significant other. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So early on this episode, I'll mention her again. I have a significant other. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because I feel like me and you here now, we're talking, we're vibing, we're conversating. In this day and age, people will look at that and be like, okay, they got a thing. They're
Right.
flirting. You know, they're trying to date, and
I
it's
think
like,
it's
why
because
can't?
love culture has just been oversaturated. Like the idea of like people falling in love and like shipping people to be together, it's getting too common.
Mm, I'm gonna just tell you that the whole love culture, dating culture in our generation is all kinds of whack fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I I I agree personally. I'm pretty traditional when it comes to relationships and things like that. I
Yeah,
grew up with my grandparents being married, like both sets of grandparents being married over 20 years. So I feel like my views are definitely a little bit traditional. So I maneuvering through dating in this day and age
yeah.
is difficult, but
I feel that. I feel that. I come from
yeah,
a traditional background as well. Like where I grew up, I may have grew up in like more of a Chicano type household or family, but at the same time, like they didn't lose that tradition. You know what I mean?
right.
So I don't know. A lot of people don't want to stick to that tradition. They want to do other things,
Yeah.
situationship themselves, cheat here, cheat here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
It's
I
because
don't
a
know.
lot of people aren't thinking of the longevity of like the decisions they're making, you know? Like who you pick to have a child with or like who you want to invest in. I think that's a
That's
better way to say it. That's
that's
so
a good one.
important to your individual future. So it's like people shouldn't take that decision lightly.
That's a good point. You would do it when you said choosing to have a baby with because people really aren't thinking about that, especially like people that are younger than me or like in the same age as me, even older.
Right.
They're having kids with random, dudes, and now they wonder why they have like five baby daddies and shit.
Yeah,
And
I get asked a lot because I'm about to turn 27 this year, and there are a
no,
lot of people that are surprised I don't have children, and I'm like, well, I'm not in a healthy relationship that's with the goal of long term right now, so I'm probably not gonna have a child until that's the case.
this day and age, you definitely got to pick the right person. Know that that's the right person to have a kid with, for sure, for sure.
Right.
Sure. Like so,
Absolutely.
this is a question I ask every podcast guest I get on. And most of the time I get a one specific answer. There's only been a couple times I get a different answer. But what do you think relationships in the future gonna be like? You think they're gonna be like an uphill, like people really gonna prosper and start being lovey
Um,
dovey like they should be, or do you think it's gonna keep going downhill?
I don't think it will ever be one set thing,
Okay,
but
different
I
answer.
definitely think that it might take a big divide. Like I think there's going to be a large group that are very traditional, like
Yeah,
taking values to the extremities in
yeah.
a positive way, but because I feel like a lot of people are getting more into like religion again and spirituality. So I feel like there are a group of people that are seeing relationships as more sacred. But then there are other groups that I feel like they're very fluid with the idea of love. That's why I feel like a lot of polyamorous relationships are like blowing up or
Ooh.
being open and things like that. So I think it might still have options. I just think the options might be a bit more extreme in what people are choosing.
Okay. First off, that's a good ass answer. That was a different answer for sure. Like that was more like in the middle. So you're the first one to have like a in between type of answer. I will tell you, I say down, and the only reason I say I could see it becoming more toxic, I guess you could say, is because the more technology comes out, the more dating apps come out, the more social media apps come out. Like that leaves more room for people to do more, toxic type shit. I'm
Yeah,
not saying everybody's
that's
toxic,
valid.
but
No, that's valid. That's hella valid.
yeah, I know I sound
It's
hella
getting
negative
too
right
easy
now,
to
but
lie and be a different person than who you actually are.
yeah, like
I
I
can
know I
see
sound,
that.
I know I sound hella negative when I talk about it, but I've seen a lot of things, you know what I mean,
I
and it's,
mean,
it's hard.
I feel like you're having a realistic perspective in the youth that we live in, because we can only speak for our age group. Like,
Yeah,
we don't know the demographic of 40-year-olds or like teenagers right now for real. So like I get it. I could totally understand that. That's hella valid. Because I'm not gonna lie, like there's been people meeting them that you'll think they're really sweet, amazing people. And then you see the type of things that they think are okay to do when no one's watching. You're like, oh, like this is completely different.
yeah, yeah,
So I could see that.
yeah. But I can tell you, I hope it does get better.
Stop.
Like I really do hope it does. I hope people can end up finding that significant other and start doing what's right instead of just fucking
Right.
around with each other. Because people, what I've seen as well is especially with social media, high profile social media people, well, they'll cheat on each other like a competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that should ever be a
Like people got to
competition.
get their lick back.
Yeah, like, oh, he cheated on me, I'm gonna cheat harder and better, and it's like, what the fuck does that even
or
mean?
leave. Like,
Yeah, trying to turn this shit into a chess game. Like, what the fuck is this?
no,
You know,
literally. I can understand that.
they should go
Stop.
play Monopoly, build that money up, focus on themselves.
Right.
You know?
I think honestly, if people would like make less rules, because I feel like I'm not gonna lie, like if more people were with people they were compatible with, maybe there wouldn't be so much issues. I feel like a lot of people are like, there are some people that want to give 50% of love and they want their other person to put the other 50%. And then
Yeah,
there's some people that like come in with 100% and they want the other person to come in 100%. I think that's the main problem. Like a lot of people are 100%ers getting with 50%ers and
yeah,
nobody's
yeah,
getting what they want.
yeah.
I
And
think
that
people
goes
should
back.
take more time.
Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying about the situationships, because that's exactly what causes situationships. Because one or the other doesn't fully know what the other person type like wants. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's an iffy situation for them. And if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like situationships, if anything, is not a relationship at all. It's more just a friends with benefit, but saying it in a better term.
Yeah.
If you really think
I
about it,
don't
I
I
don't believe
think
in
I think they're messy. They get messy. I mean, to be honest,
it.
I think I've been in a situationship on accident before. I don't think I've ever went into a situation like that, like
Or at least it wasn't
purposefully
purposely.
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's definitely weird.
Mm.
But
What
also something I'm learning too, the difference of like having feelings as an adult and registering them when I used to be like younger and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm realizing how much you could like understand that love and attraction doesn't have to come with like all the extra stuff. Like
So,
there are people that I've grown to have love for, but I know I would never have them in my lives again.
yeah.
And I feel like that's something younger me didn't completely understand. So
We
maybe
also got
growing up makes it more difficult a little bit.
it definitely does, especially in this generation for sure. But at the same time, you can always say your younger self was, making those mistakes just to learn from it. Like I could tell you, I made a shit ton of mistakes when I was younger, a shit ton, but I learned from it. You know,
Right.
it's always a like I feel like it's always a learning experience. I mean, we're still learning as we're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna continue.
It
We're
never
gonna
stops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna continue to learn until we see Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just the way that is. But
Okay.
what kind of stories you have about that though? Like as far as like the toxic shit you've been through. We're gonna
You
we're
want to
gonna
know the
get into the
tea?
corny
You want to
shit.
know the tea?
Yeah.
Um, I I guess for me personally, I've just so happened to grow feelings for people who are like emotionally unavailable, which has definitely taken a lot to like reflect on myself because the type of spiritual person I am, I'm very self-aware and anytime I'm bothered by other people's actions, I try to reflect it back on my onto myself because I don't think anybody could ever be triggered or bothered by anything unless there's something that you personally identify with that.
Hmm.
um because me personally, I don't care about things that don't pertain to me, you know.
Yeah.
So if I'm bothered by it, clearly it has something to do with me.
Hmm.
And when it comes to situationships, I feel like for me personally, I've learned that me not fully allowing myself to be myself all the time, like thinking that there's certain rules in order to be accepted or like be in connections with people,
Yeah.
that I restrict myself from letting all versions of myself out. And I feel like that leads me into dealing with people who have a hidden part of themselves. Not that it's necessarily bad, just maybe they're not as forthcoming with their emotions as I am, or aren't as sure what they want. And I think that that energy I get attracted to comes from that lack of full authenticity in myself.
Okay.
So,
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. That makes a lot of sense. I honestly could relate to that in so many ways. you know. Like, but
Yeah.
my thing is back then, like I didn't know what situationships were type of deal. Like I wasn't even trying to get myself in it. Like I wouldn't allow myself to get into it. Like
Right.
I could tell you, my sophomore year of high school is probably when was no longer like the goody goody type of kid. It was more like, okay, I got cheated on multiple times, so it's time to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I was in that
Right.
mindset. Did that, not proud of it, but I learned from it. And because I learned from it, I now know what to look for, what to see, like what to look for in a person, and what to see, like what I like and what I don't like. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
To have
that's
that
what,
patience and stuff. I get
yeah.
that. Also, never feel guilty for your whole phase because I
Oh,
listen, I think we all got to have a whole phase when we're young because if not, I feel like people's whole phase comes out when they're married later. Like get that shit out your system when you're young. Like don't think about your actions and like just be not reckless, but like do what feels right to you. And because when you're older, then that's the time to be rational. That's the time that you know better, you know? Because
yeah,
I honestly, I talk to a lot of people, and I feel like when they talk about their high school and middle school experience, they're almost
yeah,
like shame themselves a little bit. And it's like, no, go for it. Like you were in high school. If anything, that's the time to be dumb and a little bit reckless with your decisions, you know?
yeah. I think the main thing that makes me shameful for it is because I feel like I did miss opportunities, possibly with people I possibly could have connected with, that I just chose not to, if that makes sense. So I guess I kind of feel like a guilt, but a shame at the same time, because
I
it's
can
like that's a
understand that.
so I was like, that was just like a waste of time if you think about it, and a waste of energy, you know. So waste of a good vibe.
Well, I'm kind of a firm believer, because I'm very spiritual. I
Yeah,
believe that honestly, you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take, and things that are meant for you, they'll never not be for you. So realistically, even if it looking back it could seem like you maybe could have missed an opportunity, it was
yeah,
an opportunity that wasn't yours to take, you know.
yeah.
You did what was best for you and your growth development as a person, because had you had the opportunity, you possibly would have not been where you're at right now, you know.
Okay,
So
I
you
appreciate
definitely
that.
got to be like, that was the right missed opportunity. Like,
I felt that, like, always be on the right path type of mentality. I
yeah.
fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I guess I'm just more the type to like admit my mistakes and then just keep moving forward type of deal. So I guess it's somewhat like that mentality, but just more so like, yeah, I
Gotcha.
fucked up there, but I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
No,
just keep.
it's a realist perspective. Like it's very realistic to think the way. I think that it would do you more justice though accepting it, because it's like it is what it is, you know? You're in a very happy relationship now. You have a good
That's true.
a fire podcast that like people tap into, you know, like you're
Appreciate that.
good.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the positivity after the
Of
negativity.
course.
Nah, I know I clown on it a lot, and like I said, the more, like I said in before podcast, the more you grow, the more you build yourself up, the more love you get, but at the same time, the more hate you get. So
Yeah.
it's, I'm still getting used to it, and it's still possibly shit that I'm still gonna have to get used to later on down the road. But
Right.
I'm here to take the blows. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Right. And shit, I mean, all the biggest podcasts have people talking shit at some point, you know? Every
Yeah,
single podcast has went viral for that one time that they did something stupid. So like don't even trip it. Let it happen, honestly. The
yeah,
fear of it is probably more anxious than it actually happening because you know the type of person you are, you know what you're trying to do here. So
oh
the
yeah.
only people that's ever gonna be bothered by it is people that don't got their own motion. Like,
I fuck with that. You're a very positive person and very wise. I
man,
fuck
I be trying.
fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Like people need friends like that in this day and age for sure. I feel like there's not enough positivity going around, so they definitely need more people like that.
Look, that's why I'm out here trying to heal the masses so we could all be a little
Heal the
bit more
masses.
positive, you know?
Heal the masses. I fuck with that. I haven't heard that term in a minute. Yeah. On another note, do you feel like people look at the stupid shit when it comes to when they're trying to look for their significant other, or what they're looking at when they're out and about? And what I mean by stupid shit is like they look at height or they look at zodiac signs and define the person before meeting them by that zodiac sign type of deal.
Um, I'm about to be an in the middle answer again, but like
Oh,
I feel like I feel like it both matters. Like I think you can't have the surface level stuff without the depth, but also too much depth is like that's exhausting, you know? Like sometimes you need a little bit of shallow to like keep shit fun. And I'm not gonna lie, Height matters for me. Like I'm 5'8". As a female,
Well,
I'm
that makes
not
sense. Okay, yeah.
I'm not dating a guy shorter than me. It's just not gonna happen. Like
Scenario time.
realistically, because you have to be attracted to someone. Like attraction's not everything. There has to be other factors too. But I don't think anybody could be with somebody and stay with them for a long time
If
and
you're
be
not
happy
attracted.
not being attracted to them, because like sexual chemistry matters too.
You're right about that. You're right. But scenario wise, right? Let's say I'm not even gonna say it in the club because most of the time you don't meet significant others in the club. I'm gonna put that shit
Right.
up right the fuck now. Like, no, you don't. I mean, there's a rare occasion, but let's say you out and about, you in the grocery store, whatever, and you start vibing with somebody. They shorter than you,
Hmm.
but they have the looks, they have the vibe, they have the personality. You're clicking with them, whatever. Are you gonna let the height kind of just rule that out, or are you just gonna be like, let me just give it a chance to see how this goes?
See, and I feel like it would maybe be more difficult in like a not in person situation, but in reality, I feel like because off first, are you okay?
Uh oh.
This little puppy. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
What's it called? That like if I'm seeing someone in person, I don't even think the doors of like communicating in a flirtatious manner would open because I'm not attracted, you know? So like I could maintain a conversation, but I feel like going into it, I would already know what type of conversation I'm having
Yeah,
because I'm not attracted. You know what I mean? Or maybe as a girl, I feel that way as a woman because I feel like we have to kind of put the feelers out a little bit. Like we have to give the body language or the tone of voice or things to like show a guy that is the green light to like try to pursue or whatever.
yeah.
So I
That's
guess like for me, I wouldn't even really open that. And
damn.
I mean if the vibes just so happen to happen on accident, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I don't think
Well,
I could do it.
sorry to the short kings. You you
Yeah.
you taking the L today, I guess.
Oh, I don't think I'm an L. See, okay, here's the thing. I feel like short guys only have to get this like rep of being like the last pick because short girls ain't picking who they're supposed to. Like you
I'm glad
can't
you
be
said
five
that
two
shit.
and pick the guys that's 6'5". They're not for you. Like
I'm glad you said that shit. Like, I don't know if you like seen on YouTube like the little public interviews they do.
mm-mm.
They'll get like a female that's like 4'11", and she'll like, I want to do that. Like you said, like 6'1", 6'2", whatever the fuck, above 6 foot. And it's like, what are you about to do with that though?
This is definitely just my personal opinion, but it just screams daddy issues a little bit to me. Like to have a partner that large, because even me as someone who's 5'8", like I don't
Yeah,
think
you
I could
taller than
date
me.
someone over 6'3", because over 6'3" is too tall for me. So I don't understand how you could be damn near like 4 feet taller than someone you're dating, and you're like, that's attractive to me. Like that's I'm thinking of what's deeper because when a lot of girls that like guys that tall
You want to be
think of the
picked up
shit
and
they
carried.
like. They be like, "Oh, he could pick me up and carry me around." Like that's weird. Like that's your boyfriend that is not
Well,
your dad. Like,
it wasn't just that. Like, they were going explicit with it. They were like,
oh,
I want them to toss me around, and I was like, oh, okay now. Well, I feel like a buff ass motherfucker that's 5'3", 5'4" can still toss you around, but I'm not a scientist, so have it the
honestly,
way
I
it
feel
be.
like a guy who's 5'8" could toss a girl who's 5'2" around. Like
Yeah,
that's still a major height difference. Like,
yeah, but it makes sense though. 5'8", like you're taller than the average female for sure.
yeah,
Um, that's cool though. That's cool, honestly. Me
yeah,
being from a short family, 5'6", I'm 5'6", so I'm like, damn, where the hell did my height go? But
that's okay. That's okay. That's a fair height. That's not like too bad, you know.
it might not be too bad, but like I said, by the standards of this generation, if
Let
you
go.
even if you 5'11", it's like that's a huge problem for some fucking reason.
I feel that. But honestly, that's a problem because a lot of guys be lying. They'll say
They
they're
lie because of that
5'11" and they're
reason.
really 5'7".
You got to think they lie because of that reason, because they know like if they say that they're that short, it's probably gonna be an L for them. You know what I mean?
That's unfortunate. I
People
don't
be
know.
should strategizing how they gonna get that girl, or it's crazy.
That's yeah, that is crazy. Honestly, I've literally never been short in my life. Like, so I don't even know. I can't
Like
even
you,
fathom the thought process.
like you was always one of the tallest kids in the classroom, type of deal.
I used to be like too tall. Like I was 5'6" in like 8th grade.
Oh,
And
yeah, I was
yeah,
like 1, 5'2", like.
it's just like I just kind of stopped like after once I got to high school, I kind of just stopped growing and I got stuck at 5'8". But like I kind of blew up fast before everybody else. So I've always been tall. And I woke up one day and everybody else was my height and I was like, what is happening? Like
That was funny when that happened because, like I said, I was like usually like the shortest kid in the classroom, middle school and
mhm.
before. And then once high school hit, I was like taller than the females that used to make fun of me, and I was like, "What the fuck now?" You know what I mean?
That's
We're having
so
all that
funny.
shit talk.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I actually watched that happen to a few boys that I went to school with. Like they were so tiny, and then it's like after they came back after summer, they was just tall.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, hey, genetics are a big part of that, and that's what I feel like is it's kind of like, yeah, I can see that being an attraction thing,
Hmm.
but to have that be like that has to be like they have to be 6 foot and taller. It's like damn, like the dudes don't got control of how tall they become. Like they could come from a tall family, but like if their grandparents were short, they can get that height, genetic
I
wise.
mean, okay. Let's make a different hypothetical. Like let's say for example, if I met someone online and they lied about their height and like now we caught feelings and I found out you're shorter than me, no, I wouldn't necessarily just like throw away how I feel because I'd be pissed that you lied. That's crazy to lie about. But I'm like, I don't know. Off of first glance, I absolutely wouldn't. But to be honest,
Yeah.
my sexuality, I'm pansexual. So
Okay.
where it comes with attraction and like romance and shit, I'm very it's all about the insides. It's not really about the outsides, but we all
You
got
can't lie.
attraction.
Like you can't lie. The
Like,
outside is the
yeah, like I
outside
don't
was gonna.
want someone shorter than me. Like,
Yeah, you're not wrong. The outside is gonna catch your attention, and people that lie and say the outside don't matter, they're lying themselves.
yeah.
Because there's always like an eye catcher. You know what I'm saying? There's always
Hmm.
someone's gonna catch your eye and be like, okay, I think they're attractive.
Right.
Always. But that's what comes with there's a lot of people that are attractive but
Hmm.
have the shittiest personalities. But
Oh,
people will still try
absolutely.
to pursue that just because of the looks. You know what I mean? And that
The
is crazy
bar
to me.
set hella low.
What happened?
Like when you're attractive, it's like people don't expect you to have a personality.
That's what you got told or what?
Oh no. I get the opposite. People don't think I'm gonna have the personality I have. So like the second I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, I didn't expect you to be like that." And I'm like, "What did you expect me to be like?" Like,
I think
so
not
I
like
don't
not
know.
not gonna lie, because I'm gonna say I do fuck with your tattoos for sure. I'm a tatted person myself, but I feel like
Hmm.
when people see like the neck tats and the tat right there, they're gonna be like, oh, she's trying to beat a motherfucker. Like
I get a lot of that. I get asked have I been to jail all the time, like all the
that.
time.
Well, that's a fucked
Um,
up question.
but I get a lot of the whole like Instagram girl rep. Like people think I'm like Instagram baddie type personality. Like I'm not gonna talk to anybody. Think I'm better than people.
I
I'm a
wouldn't say.
nerd.
I
I
would
love
say
Harry Potter and anime. Like I don't think I'm better than anybody.
I tried getting into a lot of animes. There's only like a certain few I fuck with. I'm like into or was into, and I would say Tokyo Ghoul is probably my favorite one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah. You my kind
Yeah.
of peoples, man. I
Now,
fucks with
now,
it.
now, Attack on Titan. I didn't understand what the motherfuck that was going on in that show. So,
I'm not gonna lie. I love Attack on Titan, but I got introduced to it by someone who was a major fan. So I had the fortunate luxury of having someone explain it to me most of the time.
okay,
Um, like
yeah,
I could have understood it on my own, but it's definitely something you have to pay like ridiculous attention to.
shit.
Um,
Even the
but yeah,
classic
no.
Naruto. Naruto was the shit too. I used to watch that shit as a kid.
Naruto's kind of like
It was more like for
Happy. It's
kids.
too happy for me. I like action animes, like serious plots, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's why I said like as a kid I watched that shit. Like
Oh, gotcha.
they have like a abundant amount of fucking seasons now, and I'm like I'm not gonna catch myself up, even if I try.
Yeah.
So nah, I'm good. But yeah, Tokyo Ghoul is number one for sure. One Punch Man was kind of goofy. I fucked with it because it was kind of comical, but it was a little too goofy.
Dang, now I'm trying to think of some fire action animes I could tell you about.
I got
Wow.
you on the
And
anime vibe now.
I'm blanking. No, so randomly watch. I'll DM you and I'll be like, nah, this anime's fire. I'm telling you. Like,
Please do that. Hey, send the ones that you're watching now, and I'll check them shits out. Cause I
dude,
do
I
need shows
got
to
you
watch
for
now.
real.
Cause I
I be
do need
watching
shows to
some good
watch.
ass animes.
I need to
But
get back into it.
oh my gosh.
And then
Wow,
you
I need
said you said Harry Potter. Um, I I fuck with majority of it. The only thing I don't fuck with, and I got arachnophobia, so I don't like the second movie
oh,
because of the spiders and shit. So I don't fuck with spiders. I don't like looking at them or seeing them, even if it's on a screen. Type of deal. I freak out.
I can understand that.
I get
I
look.
can
I get like my skin crawls. And fuck that. You laughing, but that's my only fear.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I have a cousin who's literally so like deathly afraid of snakes and she can't watch it with me ever because she just
I don't mind snakes. I'll have a pet snake for real. I'm not. I'll have a pet snake, but a tarantula, nah, nah.
I mean, I like spiders. I think they're
What?
cool.
I mean, Spider Man is cool. Yeah,
I don't know because I'm an OG Spider-Man fan. I'm not the new Spider-Man.
define OG. You talking about like what the hell's his name? Like the
Tobey
2004?
Maguire, yeah.
Yeah, you talking about him?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
I'm not it's nothing against Tom Holland. I just don't like this version of Spider-Man.
Nah, he too. I mean, I could say this. It fits the comics type better, but like I don't know. He seemed a little also too kiddish, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Them making him go back in like Spider-Man starts with him leaving high school. And I know that's such a small thing to like press on, but it really threw me off and I did not like that. And not only that, but I feel like they made it too logical. Like I feel
Yeah,
like Spider-Man was always like it was Superman-y the whole time, you know, like there was magic
yeah,
to it. Like he got bit by the spider, now he's just Spider-Man. We'll never see that spider again. Where did they we don't know none of that. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
And then they came out with this Spider-Man, they're like, no. But that spider went into a science lab and it fell into a vat of whatever, and now that made spider like no, that's too
That's too much detail. Too
yeah,
much
it takes
detail.
away all of the magic of it actually being about Spider-Man. Because
Yeah.
now I think I can go into a lab, make a concoction, put the spider in the concoction. Now I could be Spider-Man. Be
Hell no,
for real.
that shit gonna give you cancer. Fucking put you on your fucking deathbed. Like, don't try that now.
Yo.
But I don't know. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm not too into DC. I'm all Marvel. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they fucked that shit up.
Yeah. I'm both. I'm both.
Bro,
I think DC drags it. I think DC tries to play good guy too much, and that's hella annoying. So
DC's
I'm definitely
more
more Marvel, but I like both.
okay. Yeah, DC's more like on the drama side, if that makes sense. They're more dramatic. Like
I
the
feel
recent
like
Batman, like the recent Batman movie with the Twilight motherfucker that played him. Like he played it good. No, he played it good. It was just like he was real fucking emo, like really fucking gothic.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and
Real
that's what I'm
dramatic.
saying. Like, I feel like DC is so black and white with like hero versus villain. You know, like you're all good or you're all bad. Whereas some Marvel, it's like you're a good guy, but you've definitely done some fucked up stuff. And if you're a bad guy, like there's probably a reason you're a bad guy. Like
Yeah.
it
What
makes
you
more sense.
what you think of the Joker movie though? I actually fuck with it.
I like it, but I kind of feel like also it took away from Joker a little bit. Like you gave him a reason for being Joker, and I think that that defeats the purpose of it. Joker is just crazy. Like he
I
just
get
is.
that. I get. Well, I mean, he was crazy from the beginning. Like he was kind of goofy and like weird and shit.
I mean, fair, but they made it like as if you got bullied and it went too far. You know, like not he's actually like deranged. Like
Yeah.
they made it like mental health issues, not psychopath. Like
Yeah. Like when he was in that talk show, I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that
Yeah,
coming.
it was crazy. It was a good movie though. It was like really good.
I was just confused if that was supposed to be tied into like a future Batman movie or what, because it was just Joker. You know what I mean?
I could see
So
that.
that's what had me confused. That like, I didn't know
I
if it
think
was
they
his own
might
separate thing.
I think they might try to make it their own franchise because I think aren't they making like a second one and they're making Harley Quinn be a part of it or something?
I hope so. I didn't like the Joker and Harley Quinn. He was like, it wasn't Joker. It was like some ghetto ass dude with fucking clown paint on. Like it was
Yeah.
weird. I didn't like. I like Harley Quinn and all that shit, but like,
Hmm.
come on now.
They yeah, they tried to make him like too cool.
Too yeah, too hood like. It's like what the fuck? How can he be
No,
hood
a
like that
Joker.
with the clown paint? Yeah, that's not the Joker.
Yeah,
That's an off brand, bro.
right.
Shit.
That's a gangbanger.
That's a gangbanger Joker from fucking East LA.
Baby Joker.
Trying to be like his
Yo,
dad. Type dude.
that's
Yeah,
mad
but
funny.
yeah, I always be on Marvel side just because of how they do shit. Not recently though. I don't like the recent shit, but they have a vast majority of heroes. Like DC, you got Superman, who's like, they make him unstoppable and shit.
Yeah.
Same thing with Wonder Woman and Superwoman.
I don't
Batman's
fuck with
dope.
Superman. I don't like him.
Superman, yeah, why don't you like him?
Because like he's literally a Martian. And my thing is like you came here and you clearly have the power to like save the world. And instead of constantly just worrying about that, he wants to always cry and complain about how he's not like everyone else. Like you're literally not. Like it's always this melodramatic like I want to be like the people. Like you're not like the people, bro. Like why don't you just be Superman?
Yeah, like you're above the people type of shit.
But to be honest, Superman versus Batman was bullshit. Because
That
I'm
was a dumbass
sorry,
movie. Mm-mm.
laser vision, bro, he could have killed Batman being halfway across the city. Like they didn't even have to see each other. So I think that whole movie was nonsense.
They
Like
shouldn't
it
even
was
have made a
just
movie like that. Like, are you? Who was that played Batman? Was it George Clooney? Who the fuck was that
I
shit? That
don't
shit was
even
fucking
know.
with his fucking Batman super armor suit. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yo, it's like people forget that Batman's a human. Like I don't care how rich he is, I don't care how smart he is, he's a human.
He's
A
just rich.
human
He has
versus a
technology.
supernatural being is never gonna win.
He's like fucking Elon Musk. He's just rich and has technology. That's all it is, bro. Elon
Stop
Musk.
before Elon Musk hear this and he decide that he's about to be Batman.
Oh no, I already talked about a conspiracy theory about that dude in the last episode actually.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna have
we
to
could even
check
bring
that
that
out.
back. We could bring that back and talk about it too, because I don't know if you're into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but I'm very much
I
into.
am, and I probably could have some tea for you if you ever want to do another podcast because I had to delete my Facebook because it was kind of getting concerning the information I was putting out and the type of people that was I was getting their attention. So it was making me feel like some of the stuff I was saying was true. And I was like, oh, this is getting real.
Oh,
But
mm,
I'll save it. I'll save the tea.
okay, we'll save that. Yeah, we'll save that for a future episode for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can go on days and days with that shit. Like I
No,
know,
same.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I will say I don't really know like the newer type conspiracy theories too much. Besides the submarine shit, but aside from that,
Honestly, I just think that the biggest conspiracy that there is right now is anytime that anybody wants you to pay attention to anything and they're pressing that's not what we should be paying attention to. That's just what I feel every single time. Like obviously there's a little bit of importance to it because it wouldn't happen, but like the fact that we can objectively sit and be like, we know that they can set anything up that they want to convince us of whatever. If
yeah,
that thing is being so prevalently put in our face on every platform, every TV station, why
and
would
people
that be
don't.
the thing you pay attention to? Don't pay attention to that, you know? Like,
Yeah, people pay attention to the wrong shit for sure. For sure, like
yeah,
it's right in front of people's faces and they don't know. They don't notice it. Only like a vast majority do.
right.
But I mean, I,
Oh
I'm
man.
I'm a say one. I'm gonna say one because I don't know. what type of music you're into, but all I gotta say is, you know who Lil Uzi Vert is.
Yes, I know who Little Uzi Vert is.
Okay, what does Lil Uzi Vert sound like to you?
Um, I'm
Lil
not
Uzi.
gonna. I don't even have a major opinion on that for real. Only because I don't listen to mainstream music that often. Like I hear it, and I know
Okay.
it as much as like anybody who scrolls on TikTok, you know. But like I listen to a lot of like underground music or like uh, different music. Like a lot of the artists I listen to, a lot of people don't even know who
I
they are
fuck
for
with
real.
that. I fuck with that because I want to like try to know more underground artists, but again, they're
Word.
underground, so
Well,
yeah.
I've been making playlists on my Apple Music. I'm gonna make them public soon. So when I
I got
share them, I got you. They're by
yeah.
mood
Yeah.
too, so it's vibey. You'll hear
Oh
like
yeah.
a bunch of different music depending on what's the vibes.
Oh yeah. I mainly fuck with that just because like you're not like oh I'm a big Sweetie fan or fucking Megan Thee Stallion fan. Like I'm gonna be
No.
real. Like they're doing their thing, cool. You know, keep on doing that. But it's like they're not. They're not. I don't know. They're not sending the
I
right
would I
messages.
would like it more if I feel like they took their jobs as musicians more serious. I feel
They're all
like
doing. They're all
if
doing the
you
same
could be
shit.
anything like a rapper or singer, whatever, you should be showing people how eclectic you can be. Because if you think of it, all the most majorist artists that like take their celebrity status out of it, that all of their music gets trafficked like crazy,
Yeah.
like Beyonce. She ranges. She has songs that range from rap to pop to country to like different whatever. Same with Michael
Yeah.
Jackson or like different bigger artists like that. I feel like when people restrict themselves to one line in music, it just shows that you're that line of music. You're not a
Yeah.
musician for real. Because an artist can adapt and, you know, like think of all
Sure.
those singing shows and shit. Like they make them do different genres to see how
For the time.
flexible you are as an artist.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, they're not doing that. They're making the
Yeah.
same, pretty much the same fucking beat, same songs, and about the same type of fucking subject. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Like,
they're
don't get me
all
wrong.
doing.
I love a good ass shaking song just like the next girl. You feel me? Like, Ho is Life. We love that. But, like, not every single song. Like, I could not actively listen to a Meg Thee Stallion song, then a Cardi B song, then a Nicki Minaj song, then a Sweetie song. Like, I could not do that.
Yeah, back
My
to
head would
back.
be
Nah,
hurting.
not back to back. No, no, no. We gotta
Yeah.
mix that shit up. Throw some rap in there. Then
Yeah.
next, put some reggaeton in there. Like I want to listen
Right.
to
Put
doble
something.
A.
Like a little something.
Yeah, throw some Anuel in that bitch. Osuna, you know, anybody. Just
Literally.
not the same shit.
Literally.
But yeah, I just feel like when it comes to the artists or the rappers nowadays, they all just kind of doing the same shit, same beat. Rap
Honestly,
is
though, it's half their fault and half not their fault because it definitely has a lot to do with what consumers want. And I
yeah,
think the masses of people, sorry people, but like people are slow and not thinking for
sorry
themselves at
people.
all. So it's getting to a point where the music's getting so oversaturated because people are that oversaturated. And if anyone came out with anything with depth, no one would pay attention to. Like Russ. Russ makes amazing music. He was up for like 5 minutes and they dropped him so fast because he actually talks about shit. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's the other thing.
Sure.
That's what makes me like having a podcast to be able to talk about whatever the fuck because
Hmm.
I could express my opinion freely matter because it's my fucking shit. You know, by
Right.
myself type of shit.
I
You
know
know,
that's right.
and if you a fucking yeah, if you an artist, you're under a label. So
Hmm.
what we don't know what's on the contract they signed. Maybe they can't say certain
Exactly.
shit or talk about certain shit. That goes into the conspiracy theories, but you never know. We don't know what contract they signed. They don't put that shit out.
I know, because I be thinking about it a lot too. Like, when the influencing thing gets to a point where like the brand deals coming and stuff like that, I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine signing a contract because a person like me, for example, I only drink water. Okay. I could not imagine having to make content where I'm advertising Pepsi to people because that's part of my contract. Like
yeah.
I don't drink Pepsi. Why would I tell you to drink Pepsi? You know?
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard because like if you don't drink it then you don't really know too much about it or anything. So
Right. And
My
now
bad.
I'm having to advise people to do something negative to themselves because I'm in a contract.
Not only
Like,
that, but you're advertising people to do shit that you don't do yourself.
mm-hmm.
You know, a perfect example of that. Um, I'm not a big fan of the Kardashians for one. Um, Kendall Jenner did some commercial shit about tequila. There was a lot of backlash from that. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about.
I don't, because I'm not really the biggest fan either.
Okay, good. But I
Yeah.
only got shared this because my significant other was like, "Look at this shit," and basically her tequila. She was in the fields with like Mexicans, and me being Mexican, I'm like, "What the fuck is this? Like, you're not Mexican. Why are you doing this shit?" And her farmer wearing the outfit and the hat back here. It's like, what the fuck,
Okay.
And I'm pretty damn sure she don't even drink her own damn tequila. She'll advertise it, she'll post about it, but I don't think she drink it.
I don't think she does either because I've had friends that have tried her tequila and they literally say it's like cheap ass tequila. Like it tastes like
It
they'll take
probably
Patron over that shit.
it
Like,
probably is. And I'm sure the makers like who are making it were like, let's fuck this shit up.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I will
To be
say
honest, I think that the Kardashians definitely push their narrative because they notice how much they get away with. Like
the other thing
they're
is
gonna keep
people
doing stupid shit because there's those whole group of girls that love that idea of that like clean lifestyle that they're
I was gonna
gonna
say
keep enabling the shit
yeah.
they do. Like,
I was gonna say that like they're influencing people to be who they're not, if that makes sense.
like I honestly take away everything from the sisters. The sickest part of it is the mom to me because realistically, you're facilitating your daughters dating men who are significantly older than them, facilitating your daughter's sex tape, facilitating like hateful behavior. Like she promotes a lot of shit that people are just outing them for like all
Yeah.
the time. And honestly, I'm happy as hell because they get called out for being like blackfishing so hard that now they started to step back into a Eurocentric culture. And now
Mhm.
that they started to act more like white women, basically nobody cares about what they do anymore. And they're
Yeah.
gonna be falling off shortly. Like I just feel it. Cause
I
the
hope so.
people don't even hype the shit they do anymore.
I
It's like
hope so.
everything's lame.
I hope you're right on everything. I hope you're right. I really do because I feel like them influencing shit, like they're influencing all the wrong shit. They really
Really
fucking,
are.
you know. In my opinion, that's also part of the toxic shit in our generation. You
Hmm.
know, do you believe that
But
Do you believe the mom controls who they date?
I absolutely do. Only because if you as a person who's into the music, if you ever really want to notice what went down, because Kylie Jenner was not this Kylie Jenner, and I still think she doesn't want to be realistically. I just
Mm,
think it was one of those things like if you love your mom this much, how much you gonna keep telling her no? And there's a lot of Jaden's music back in the day that I think Jaden and Kylie loved each other type shit. Like before she even dated Tyga or like when they used to have their on and offs.
yeah,
I think they fell in love because a lot of Jaden Smith's old music, he talks about like that shit in entirety. Like the family's not wanting them together, her not being able to make her own choices.
yeah,
And he would use samples of her voice. That's the only reason I know that it was her. Um, but I think that once it got to the point where the whole her getting pushed with Travis thing and she got pregnant, it kind of really like separated their connection, and that's why she kind of just has went mad far on the deep end of like being like superficial Kylie all the time. Or like she
yeah,
never seems happy anymore. Like before we used to get glimpses of her actual personality and stuff, and now she's just lost. So I think the mom definitely influences that shit because if she's like at the time when they were fucking around, she's like, okay, Jaden Smith's in the blogs. They're talking about he's gay, he's kissing Tyler the creator, he's doing all this controversial shit. Why
yeah,
would she ever let Kylie be publicly in a relationship with him, you know?
yeah. Which makes me to believe that maybe she didn't even want to be with Tyga at all. Like that was just forced. That was just all just a big ass, clout attention type shit.
I don't think any minor wants to be with an adult unless it's pushed by their peers.
Yeah,
So
but I'm
whether
saying,
that be their friends or their family, someone was making that seem like it was okay, and that's why that facilitated, because that shit was very
If that
It's
would have
scary.
happened today, they would have both been canceled. Like,
Yeah, but it just sucks because like they can't fully prove that. So
right,
innocent. It's crazy. It's crazy. But she definitely is a sickly woman for sure.
right. Well, shit, let's stay tuned for the tell alls once Chris Jenner's dead. It usually happens like that. Like, once someone passes away, they feel like they have, like what the Hugh Hefner thing, like all them Playboy girls came out after he died. Like, I could only imagine what her kids are going to say when she's not here anymore to, like, control that narrative.
How long you think she got with all the no not in a bad way, like in a way like where because she's using all this shit to keep herself looking young. Same with the other ones. So it's
I
like
mean,
how long actually.
to be fair, I don't think I have the actual answer, but all I can say is in my belief system, I don't think God likes ugly. And I think the only reason that ugly people are allowed to walk this earth as long as they are is to show good people what they could turn into.
Yeah,
So realistically, I think she's going to be here as long as she needs to teach people what not to be. Cuz I really believe that the world is changing, like, for the better. It's going to take a lot of bullshit to get there, the same way it took a lot of bullshit for us to get this bad.
yeah,
But I do see it taking a more progressive type of turn, you
yeah.
know?
Like it's gonna seem like it's on a downhill slope, but in reality, it's on an uphill.
Right. Because it's like, if you think about it, we've been being lied to for so long about so much. We got to have some years of all these truths coming out and, like, shit being bad and us feeling hopeless for a little bit, because we're getting the truth. That's like going from being a toddler to now you understand your parents aren't perfect anymore. Like, that's going to be terrible for a little bit, but eventually, once we know the full truths, then we can decide what we're going to do as people together.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I could see that happening for sure. I could see it definitely building itself, being the best it could possibly be in the future, and
Right.
hopefully it keeps prospering. And no more, or not no more, but less bullshit. Because there's always gonna
Right.
be bullshit around the corner, no matter what. But
Yin and yang. I mean, good wouldn't be good if there isn't bad. It would just be. Like,
be fucking fairy tale, fucking cotton candy land. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I feel that.
oh yeah. But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Like 2024, like I could predict all I can predict, but we don't really know
Right.
what's around the corner. We really fucking don't.
No, here's my prediction, right? I think 2024 is about to be like the love year, low key. Like, you know how decades before us there was always them years where, like, there was major tragedies, and then, like, after that mad people fell in love and, like, mad babies was born and stuff. I feel like 2024 is going to be like that. I do.
Mad babies being born.
Yeah, like, just a lot of people that, like, maybe should have been together that wasn't together getting together, and, like, everybody being in love and having mad babies, and all them generation of babies being like the next cool generation. I think that would be fire.
Hopefully,
Like,
hopefully, I hope so. Shit. I
I
hope I
love
hope
it.
they bring back I hope they bring back like old school type vibes, like 90s vibes. Like 90 I'm a 2002 baby, you know what I mean? But in all reality, or when I look at where my parents grew up, where my cousins grew up, all that, I'd probably get along better than 90s.
I'm a 90s baby.
So you lucky. Yes, you lucky.
I'm a
Yeah.
90s baby, but the thing is that I think is I would appreciate if it came back now too, because I feel like when 90s babies were doing the 90s thing,
Yeah.
everybody was on drugs and everybody was alcoholics, and that was mad normal. I appreciate the fuck out of this generation now because everybody is making it normal to be healthy. And I fuck with that. Like, it gets pushed so hard to, like, wash your face every day and,
Yeah.
like, have a routine of taking care of yourself. Like, I just love how this generation has pushed prioritizing your health. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. Let talk shit about whoever you want. If you're gonna eat vegetables, bro, do that. Because I know people my age that still to this day would not eat green vegetables. Like, they just won't because they don't like them. Get out of that. You as a man, listen, green vegetables, I'm telling you, if you don't want your woman to outlive you and if you want to see your kids have kids, eat green vegetables. Because as a man, a lot of shit can go wrong, like with your eyesight, with your joints, with your muscles, like cancer. Eat the fucking vegetables. Eat the vegetables.
All right, mom, I will.
Please, friend, please. Like,
Yeah. I
they're
mean,
not that bad.
it's because I grew up on eating like chicken and steak, beef especially because that's a lot in Mexican food. So I grew up eating different types of.
Just add it. Like find a good way to like
Oh,
you know,
my significant
eat it
other
on the
did.
side just a little bit every now and then.
My significant other did. She be sneaking them shits in my food. So I'm like,
Good for
I
her. I
yeah,
love that for her.
yeah,
As she should.
because she knows if I see that shit, I'm gonna eat that last.
Yeah. But okay, so here's a trick, right?
Yeah.
Broccoli, eat it with soy sauce. You'll like it a lot better. You'll feel like you're eating Chinese food. You're not gonna think I'm eating broccoli.
Okay.
Um, Asparagus, roast it in the oven, and if you put whatever seasons on it you want it, you're not gonna feel like you're eating asparagus. And peppers, you could always cut them down hella small and throw that in every single thing you eat because peppers is really good. And onions. As long
I
as
don't
you
mind
do
peppers.
that, like you'll be fine.
I don't mind peppers. I didn't really like. I don't know. This sounds stupid, but I didn't really consider that like a green. Like that was just like the extra add on. You know what I mean?
Valid.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because I was like, is Mexican considered Hispanic or Latino?
Both. Okay,
Is
I'm about
it?
to I'm about to break this shit down because I know this.
Please do, because I'm Puerto Rican, but I grew up with my black family, so I don't know shit about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Like,
I got you. I got you. I got you. So Mexicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians, all those Latin, Argentinians, they all fall in the category of Latino and Hispanic. So
okay,
Latino being like Latin America, Hispanic being they
okay.
come from a Spanish speaking origin. Brazilians are Latinos.
Oh,
Brazilians are Latinos, but they're not Hispanic because they don't speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese. You know, and then people from Spain are Hispanic, but they're not Latino because they come from Europe. They're not Latin American.
that's crazy. Like, well,
Yeah,
thanks for that.
I got you. I figured
'Cause
Puerto
I'm not
Rican.
gonna lie, I look hella Spanish, so people like ask me this type of shit, like I know, and I'm like, bruh, I have no idea, like I
Yeah,
none.
I think that was one of the comments on the TikTok live. Like, are you Puerto Rican? Like, you do have a Puerto Rican look to you. Like, it could either be like Puerto Rican or like.
Honestly, it's really because my hair's not done. This is my natural hair, and I never wear my natural hair, and I look so Puerto Rican when I have my natural hair.
Yeah, see that hairstyle right there makes you look light skin.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like a light skin vibe. But yeah, it does. Um, but I mean, hey, embrace the culture. Like embrace it.
I'm
Like I don't.
I'm I'm new and I'm trying to, but I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult because a lot of Hispanic people or Latinos or both
I like how you say it.
have a lot of like they be racist. They be racist. And I not
Yeah,
looking like I'm black and being black, I be seeing a lot more like people get real comfortable doing that shit around me and it makes me off put. And I feel bad that I feel off put because it's definitely a part of who I am. I would love to understand like my
yeah.
people and like the customs and things like that, but it'd be making it hard because I'm like, damn, you dogging out my other side.
I
Like,
can tell you. I can tell you this. So, have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
no.
That's the first place to start. Explore the
Okay.
island. I'm telling you right now. I even did it. I love Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? I love being out there. That was a whole vibe. That's my number one spot. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. I might have to try it.
You have
Here
to.
told
You have to.
me.
All the beaches, all the places you can see, like you got to do it for sure.
All
And
right.
learn from the locals. Even Spanish from the locals. You know,
That's
I can
valid. That's valid.
like
Because my
we.
experiences definitely have been with Americanized Spanish people. So maybe that's where.
I'm in the same boat. Like, there's a term for us. We're known as Chicanos. We're
Mhm.
Americanized Mexicans. So our Spanish is ghetto. You know, versus the paisas or the people that come from Mexico. Like, they look down on us. Like, y'all don't speak our same Spanish.
Got you.
Y'all not one of us. Like.
Yada hood rat Mexicans, basically.
So like so
That's how
like
they
now
see it.
so like now well that was more like back in the day. Like back in the day they're like it was like a clash versus like Chicanos versus Mexicans, like against their own people. But nowadays they're more accepting and they more say it like a joke. Like, oh, you're no sabo kid. And I'm like, oh really? I mean, shit. I know
That's
enough to get
valid.
around.
That's valid. Because
Like
I
I know.
mean, where I live, there's not a lot of Mexicans, but few that I have met, there's
Yeah.
definitely I've met the hooder side, like when you think the stereotypes of Mexicans that people be
The,
saying,
the
that
cholos,
type.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then the like, I don't mean to sound ignorant, I don't know how else to explain it, or
No,
like the more like cowboy hat wearing type
oh,
Mexican. Is
those are
that what you mean?
taquachis. Yeah, those are taquachis.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you,
No, no,
got
no,
you.
no. Well, yeah, some of them are, but you can. So if you see a Mexican like with the black T-shirt, designer T-shirt, basic jeans, and like boots, and then like they have the sunglasses on the back of their head, those are taquachis. And they drive trucks and shit. And then
Okay.
vaqueros are the ones that dress in the cowboy outfit. So I had to correct myself on that. And then there's us, where the like Chicanos, and then a few grew up in the ghetto, Cholos, which was like mostly my family, you know. So we have like a diverse
Okay.
group within ourselves type of deal.
I think I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, valid. Thanks for explaining to me. I got my Spanish lesson.
Well, I mean, how much Spanish do you know? Like off the rip,
Nothing. Like
nothing
when I
in
say
Spanish.
like I'm not like ethnically I'm Spanish, culturally I'm just black. Like
Yeah,
I probably know a few of the foods and that's
I
cuz I
got you.
eat it at other people's house. Like that's
I got you.
that type
I
thing.
mean, I could tell you I know enough Spanish to get through and go around. Like when I was in PR, they speak fast Spanish, so I could keep up. But then once they
Mhm.
started spitting, I was like, okay, I gotta, you know,
I definitely
that's
plan on learning. I think it's like a really important thing to have that possibility
definitely,
of speaking multiple languages.
definitely.
Um
And I
I've
could
just
tell
never
you,
had that motivation for real.
the locals in PR like will appreciate it that you even trying. Like even if your Spanish isn't all the way there, like they'll appreciate that you even trying to talk to them in Spanish. They love that shit.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, yeah. But I can sit here and teach you, but it's not going to be Puerto Rican Spanish. So I would
Thank you.
rather I
Look,
would
imagine I'm trying to go talk to some other Puerto Ricans I know. They're like,
yeah. You're over here, que on the way? Like they're like, what the fuck, you know? Like learn from them, learn their Spanish for sure. You know,
all right,
for sure, for sure.
I
But that
appreciate the
almost
revision.
yeah, for sure. That almost wraps up the episode. I have one last thing, and it's a challenge that's kind of like a inside joke within the podcast. I'm gonna just
Okay.
explain it first. So back when I was I think it was like season two, I was recording one episode, and I used to have where people would ask questions about the like to the guests, like, and I
Hmm.
post it up on there and show them. One person kept posting like the same emojis and shit, like trying to get them to imitate it and shit. And I was like, I don't get this. Like, I don't get what the whole point of this is. But I felt like it was
Hmm.
goofy enough. So, and I've seen challenges about it. So I'm like, why not just have that shit in the end of my podcast? Like, why not? You know what I mean? So I got like
Okay.
five. I got like five picked out emojis, and you try to imitate them as spot on as you can. That's the challenge.
Okay.
If you, what's your acting skills like? They good?
I don't know. I've not been put to the test, so I guess we're about to find out.
We gotta find out. You see, all right, this one I feel like it's kind of easy. Like anyone can kind of do it.
Oh,
That's a daily one, huh? That's a daily
yeah,
one.
that was easy. This is not gonna be easy because I can't wink.
You
I
can't wait.
cannot.
All you gotta do is close one eye and then you
Nah, I know the concept of winking. My face doesn't do it. Like, you know
just
what? And this is only for your podcast, okay? Because I would never embarrass myself like this. But for real, I'm gonna try. Okay.
no, it's all goofy. There's no judgment, no judgment.
All right. Nah, I'm judging me because I know how I look. All right, all right.
That was good. No, 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 no. That was good.
Nah,
I'll,
that was
I'll,
bad.
I'm gonna show you
I'm
mine.
surprised I didn't blink. Every other time I try to do it, I blink both my eyes.
Hey, I can only wink this side. I can't wink this side. I can go like that, but when I do the other one, the other eye closes.
Yeah.
I'm I'm like left eye dominant without being left eye dominant. If that makes sense.
No way.
You use that one a lot.
I don't use face emojis that often. The rolling
No,
eyes one, yeah.
yeah. A lot of people be annoying you, huh? Gee.
A little
All right.
bit, a little
And then
bit.
the last one. This one's the simplest one in my opinion.
Okay, bet.
Now is that one used? That one's not used for you,
Nah, I've never used that emoji before.
huh? I don't even understand what that one really means. 'Cause I've seen it used for different shit. Like I'm popping out tonight, and then they use that one, or like I don't even know. There's different times I've seen it. I don't understand the new emoji nowadays,
I mean,
but
I could see that. See, okay, if I was gonna use the emoji, I feel like if one of my friends was posting like a picture where they like being sexy, but like tasteful sexy, that's
okay,
like a like no you didn't, you know? Like
yeah, I can see it being like in a flirty way too, like what you doing,
yeah,
and then okay,
that would
shit,
be
there you go.
valid.
There you go. I say you did good for sure, for sure. The rolling eyes was probably
Thanks.
the eye rolling one was probably the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one pretty spot on.
I felt that one confidently inside of me. Like that one was me. I was the emoji.
Was that emoji defines your mood?
Yeah, that
Hell
was
yeah.
perfect.
Well, shit. I appreciate the vibe for real, for real, and I
Of
appreciate you coming
course.
on. And here's to new friends.
Cheers. My water's done, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I got water.
cheers.
I got water in this cup.
We'll definitely have others in the future if you want. We can talk about conspiracy theory stuff and
Oh, I plan a
yeah.
special episode strictly on conspiracy theory.
Okay,
So
bet.
yeah, I'm a definitely bring you on that one for sure, for sure.
Cool.
I
Keep
think
me
that one.
posted for
I
sure.
think that one's gonna be a multiple guest one. So, like if you're comfortable with other people being on talking about the
Yeah,
same thing, yeah, that one's gonna be for sure.
that'll be fire. I'm
Oh
deaf
yeah,
down.
oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate the good vibe for real, for real.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, and shout out your social medias, all that.
Oh,
Hit the follow.
all my accounts, my Instagram, my TikTok are 111 period AG3. So that's it. Pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
thanks again. Have a great rest of your night.
Oh yeah, you too. Thanks for coming on.